All right, all right, all right. Who do we have here today? Go ahead, introduce yourself, my brother.
My name is B Cave.
B Cave.
B
So,
Cave.
for the people that don't know, where are you from, B Cave?
I'm from South Shore, Massachusetts, about 40 minutes south of Boston, a town called Middleborough.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, how long you been in LA? How long you been in LA?
I think I'm going on like my 5th year right now. I moved out here July 2019, so yeah, this will be my 5th year.
Okay. And so, kind of talk about your experience from moving. How was the change moving from Boston to LA? How was that? How was the experience? Is it more opportunity or?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, like, I grew up down in Massachusetts, and then I went to college in Florida.
Okay.
So after I graduated there, I pretty much came right to LA. So I was on some like find some more opportunity, but also not leave the warm weather type of shit, because I fuck with the beach and the palm trees, that shit's my vibe.
Of course. Of course.
So yeah, I came out here, and like my first step out here was I went to a little production course school at Westlake Studios in West Hollywood. And then from there, that was kind of like I guess my first step into making it to LA. And then from there, I was like, I'm gonna just do that, and then I'm gonna stay and figure it out, and just like, reap the benefits of the opportunities that are out here, and just connections and networking opportunities, and fucking
Okay.
everything's out here, man.
How's that been going for you? Like I actually seen you on Instagram blowing up. I actually discovered you on Instagram, seeing
dope.
you on the bike. Doing your little videos on the bike. I seen the bike video. I was like,
Alright,
that's creative. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks,
So I was
man.
like, I want to reach out to him, So that's kind of
Yeah.
how I discovered you.
Oh.
So I just want to know how the opportunities been going for you.
So the content works.
The
is what you're
content
saying.
works for sure. The content works for sure.
Dope.
So I thought that was definitely creative for sure.
Thank you, bro. Thank
I
you.
was like, how the hell he got the, he must be got a GoPro or something. I don't know how he doing
yeah,
that. But
motherfuckers be asking me about that shit.
yeah, that was creative. I got to give you
gotta-
credit for that, bro.
Thank you.
For
I
real.
gotta start doing those again. I haven't done
Come
it
on,
in a
you
while.
got to, bro. And it
'Cause
go
I
right
was-
with your music, just the
Yeah.
good feeling vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
So
What the thing was is that I used to. So I don't have a car, right?
Mhm.
Right now I have a car kind of that I use, but up until then I was riding a fucking e-bike everywhere. For my first
Yeah.
like 3.5 years here, even now I still ride it. But like I just have like a roommate's car that I get to use sometimes. But yeah, so that's kind of where that stemmed from, because I was fucking riding my bike everywhere, bro. I work down in Santa Monica. I live in Culver, so I'd take my bike to the train, train down to the fucking Santa Monica. I do like valet part time down there and shit. So then it was just like I started getting to a point to where I was trying to create content around things that I already did, and I was like, man, I'm riding my bike everywhere. I just fucking
Man,
you know what I'm saying? I mounted a
crazy.
thing on the front and just like.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you don't even got a car, but you're still not making no excuses. You're still out here grinding.
Yeah.
You're still out here. No, if you would have never told me that, I would have never known.
Yeah, so
You
it's
see what
like,
I'm saying? So it's like
yeah.
you still out here hustling and
I
grinding.
tried
doing
to
what
use it
ta-
to my advantage in a sense. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I was like, I don't know heads that really be out here doing that shit. So it's like, if I can create a piece of content around that, like I said, something I'm already doing. So it's like unique to me.
Right.
So
So kind of talk about your music, man. So what kind of like was you doing music already in Boston before you came to LA, or did you start it in LA?
So I started really making music in college. My like whole upbringing through like my family and shit is very music oriented. Like my mom, I played with my mom playing drums. So like I had a drum set in the house because my mom played, and like she plays instruments, and I grew up in a very musical family. All of our family parties would be like fucking drum circles and shit. So not all of them, but like, certain parts of our family, that's just like what it was. I have a lot of uncles and shit that are in bands. So it wasn't rap oriented at all. It was very fucking pop, old school, fucking soul music, like rock, different shit like that. And when I was in college, I played my entire priority up until my freshman year of college was baseball.
Okay.
So I played baseball in college my freshman year, and after that I kind of like, parted ways with it. You know what I'm saying? I came to terms with that's not what I was gonna do for the rest of my life.
Right.
So I decided I wanted to focus my time elsewhere, which was, I was at University of Tampa, so I wanted to party a little more
Right.
Shit.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
But so like it's kind of funny because it was like that end of my freshman year, that summer I came home to Boston. One of my good friends introduced me to Ableton,
Okay.
like that summer. So it was almost like immediately that he showed me that shit, and it was like he had this sample. My homie James Carey, it's my boy. He had a sample like loaded up. He was like, "Oh, I don't know what to like do with this sample, blah blah blah."
Right.
And I fucking love early Kanye. I love Kanye in general, but like early Kanye, his production on Jay-Z and shit is like my like staple towards production.
Right,
So
okay.
he was like, "Oh, I got this sample, blah blah blah." And we chopped up, made a beat out of it, and I was like, "Oh, this is it." I was like, "This is the fucking thing right here."
Right.
So I pretty much immediately got Ableton and started producing, and that was I graduated college 2019, so that was like beginning of 2016 type shit that I started making beats. So I was in Florida when I started, and in college, just making beats out my dorm room and shit, having fun with it. Slowly building up my studio. I eventually like got into a crib, started making music, released my first project the week after I graduated. It was called 1111.
Okay.
So it's only on SoundCloud now because it's
old. Right.
It's old. But looking back on it now, it's like I feel like I got a late jump on starting, even though I don't know. I'm trying to think about it like that, but I do feel like I got a late jump a little bit on it. But I put that out the same week I graduated, and it was just like fully produced and engineered and all that shit by me, just out of my dorm room, 7 songs, and I don't know, some people in my college fucked with it, and that's kind of just what it was. Right. And then I moved out here right after that. So I already knew like my junior year of college, if my parents didn't care about me graduating, I wouldn't have. Right. But because of my parents and because like, we've already invested money into going to college and being here in this time, it would have just been a waste if I just like left. So
you had to finish it.
Yeah, finish.
That's responsible though. That's definitely responsible. That's the right thing to do for sure. And so, first of all, what's your background? What's your ethnicity background for the people that don't know? I know you said that. Are you Italian? I know you got a song with the Sopranos, and you definitely, doing the Italian look and everything. So of course, anybody would want to ask, are you Italian?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a little bit of a mutt. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I got like mostly European ancestry. But
it's all good.
Little things here and there and there. Right. Like one of my, because I have 4 sets of grandparents, right? Which is a little interesting because four sets of grandparents.
Man, that's crazy.
Because my parents, both of their parents got divorced and remarried when they were young. Oh, okay. So I had 4 sets of grandparents growing up. So I have like really Italian grandparents. I have one grandparent that lived in England and then came over, and then I have another side that's like, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like a mixture of things. But it was, mostly European, Italian, English, Irish.
Right. It's all good. It's all
a bunch of other little shit. I would have to do one of them fucking DNA tests to really know.
Right. It's all good, bro. It's all good.
But Italian for sure. I think that's the one I most resonate with.
Italian. Okay. Yeah. And so, who was some of your musical influences that kind of like bringing this sound out right now that you're bringing?
I think the biggest one is Mac Miller.
Mac Miller, definitely dope.
He's kind of
definitely dope.
Yeah, man. He's kind of the one that like made me fall in love with wanting to make music myself. Like he has his artistry and his path to artistry. So there's other artists, right? But Mac is like the one right?
For sure. Of the new generation, at least.
Yeah.
Of this generation.
Yeah,
sure.
And just like I just resonated with him so much, like growing up and like not realizing. Like, he low-key made me realize that, like, white kids could rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even on some fucking weird shit.
I respect
but it's like, this dude came up, and he was somebody that everyone respected.
For sure.
Hands
down.
And that's like...
If it ain't Eminem, of course.
Well, Eminem is like an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eminem is Eminem. Like, he's in a different category, right? Now he does... People, like, whatever. Eminem is in his own... He's in his own fucking category.
Right.
But when it comes to, like, nowadays and shit... Like, Mac is just, like, widely respected. And then, so I fell in love with him in Kids. Like, I was listening to him before, like, in fucking 2009, 2010. Like, before he put out Kids. I was listening to fucking Mac, J. Cole, Wiz, and that was like a fucking mixtape era on DatPiff.
Right.
That shit had a huge impact on me. So like, I'd say Mac and J. Cole are probably my two biggest hip hop inspirations, as well as Jay-Z. And then, man, Lauryn Hill is a huge one for me. That one album.
Gotta come on,
dude. Miseducation, bro.
Bro, that is just powerful.
Yeah.
One thing I would say, I always ask this question to people. Who would you prefer to listen to? If you was like, you had to listen to one female artist, you stranded, and you need to listen to music. Would it be Erykah Badu or Lauryn Hill?
See, that's tough because
in
like,
one album. I know she only got one album.
Oh,
if you got it, just to make it fair.
I can only take one album.
Yeah.
Out of either of them?
Yeah.
Oh, Miseducation.
You're gonna take Miseducation, of course.
Yeah.
Right?
But if you're talking discography,
of course, because she don't have much. So it's like I don't want to keep listening to this forever and forever. I mean, So
in my opinion, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is the greatest album that was made by a female artist.
That's a great point. I can't really deny it. I mean, as far as with hip hop, true hip hop, definitely probably one. At least for sure.
Yeah, you could throw in some other things that maybe I'm not as hip to.
Right.
But as far as hip hop, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Lauryn Hill probably some other women there that's going to compete. But that Miseducation album is definitely top. That's
Missy's
like Tupac.
dope.
That's like All Eyes on Me, Tupac level. For sure. And so, what you got coming out next, man? I know, you got like 11 videos right now on YouTube, 12 videos. You grinding hard, man, for
Thank
sure.
You, bro. Appreciate that.
So, what can we expect from you next?
Man, so I'm just trying to keep moving forward and like taking the next step,
Right.
I'm trying to really I've been kind of setting my mindset on these like milestones and shit. I've been setting my goals so high for so long. I just realized I need to like kind of hone in on what that next step is instead of like really trying to do everything at once. So right now my focus is a song every 3 weeks for the near future. Songs, visuals, whatever I can do. So I have songs coming out next week and then 3 weeks
after that. Huh?
Every 3 weeks after that. Up until probably May, I have a collaboration project with my homie Dane. And we're going to do that shit. So we're still figuring out the rollout and how we're going to go about that. But that music's done, and that music is fucking, like, definitely some next level music to what we both have. So I'm really excited about that shit. Okay.
Are you looking to be signed right now, or are you looking to stay independent? What's your goals right now in the music industry?
I mean, I'm not looking to be signed. Okay. I'm not looking for it.
But you would like to be signed.
I wouldn't mind it if it was the right opportunity.
Okay.
Because, like, I study the game, right? I study the business aspect of this shit and, like, am really kind of honing in on how to do it the right way. And a lot of deals that people get aren't doing it the right way or aren't advantageous to the long run. Right. As to where that's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this shit on my own already. If a label can come in and offer me some help without taking ownership from me or without taking creative control from me or anything like that, then I'm with a situation like that. But I ain't looking for someone to sign me, give me an advance, and then fucking start fucking with my shit.
Right.
Because that's to each their own, but that's not what I'm going for.
I get it.
I want people to fuck with me, not with what the label makes me to be.
I fuck with that. I definitely fuck with that for sure. Because these days, they say every like artists is becoming industry plants. So it's like you don't want to be an industry plant at all.
Yeah, and like
neither a slave to the record labels.
100%. And it's like a lot of artists are down for it. Like a lot of artists are down to be the industry plant and have the talent to be that. And if that's what you want to do, then that's cool. Like to each their own. I really don't give a fuck. If you want to be an industry plant, then like go ahead. But I'm not here for the fame. Right. I'm here to fucking make a living off my music, live free off that shit, and do what I want creatively and live the fucking life I want to live off of my shit. And that's whether that be music or videos or any other like creative direction type shit I get into. And that I care about that way more than any fucking advance you can give me, because that shit comes and goes. Like I'm not like money is important, but I'm not driven by money. You know what I'm saying? My decisions are based off of my my gut and integrity and thought process and creativity and shit. Like,
That's real. And so, what value do you believe you bring to the industry, like to the music industry?
that's a good question. What value? I mean, I think. All right, let me say this. I think a value that I have that I think don't see a lot of people have is just like the ethic, the hard work, the work ethic it takes. Like, I fully understand that, like, I might not be the most talented. I might not be the hardest rapper. I might not be the best beat maker. I might not be this, that, the third. But one thing I can control is that I can fucking outwork motherfuckers. And
That's what counts.
that's what counts. You know what I'm saying? Like, over and over again, I see these people that I look up to, and like, you see these little nuggets of interviews here and there or whatever, and they're just like, oh, I never stopped. And it's like, that's real, and a lot of people can resonate to that and be like, oh, I'll just never stop. But it's like, yo, if you're not working, it doesn't matter if you stop. You're not gonna fucking do anything.
That's a fact.
Like,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
You have to be putting in work for the not stopping to make a difference. So I feel like that's kind of something that I just like, I don't know. I hope people see that, and you know, once I become successful, they can see where it came from. Like, I look at someone like Russ and like even Jack Harlow. Like, people fucking shit on Jack Harlow now and stuff, low key. But
I fuck
dude,
with Jack Harlow.
I've fucked with Jack Harlow since 2018.
Right.
So it's like when he was dropping like Confetti and these albums that were like he was kind of big and wasn't really
Just buzzing, basically.
dude
just
buzzing.
Right.
Like, people don't realize the type of work that's been put in on that end of shit, and it's like that's Mac Miller, J. Cole. Like, that's why, like, Jay-Z, bro. I mean, these are the people that I fucking love. And that's, like, one of the reasons why I love them, because they continuously grew as artists. So I just want to, like, implant that idea of, like, that's what I'm about. And, like, I'm here to just fucking do what I do, and hopefully I can, like, inspire people to just pursue whatever they want to do and work hard for it in the meantime. Not in the meantime, but in the process of it, you know?
Right. And so, if you had one word to describe you and your music, what would it be?
One word.
Just one word. And just give me one word to describe you and your music.
Trying to think of a good word.
It's all good. I mean, you know, just one word to describe you and your music.
Like,
Or one. What is one word that you think people should gravitate to you when they hear your music? Or it's like, or what is the message people should gravitate to from hearing your music?
passionate.
Passionate. Passionate. Okay, I like that. I like that. You putting your all into it, huh? You putting your all into the music, your life, your everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking.
Right.
I've been doing. Like, man, this shit. Nothing matters but this shit. Like,
Right.
nothing matters but pursuing what I'm passionate about. To
Right.
me, you know, maybe that's everyone. You know, everyone has a different way of looking at it, but
I want
to
to
me,
you,
nothing matters other than pursuing that shit and trying to make a reality out of what I dream about.
that's a fact. I agree with that, and I think everybody should do the same.
Yeah, man.
But I would say, how many like artists have you worked with so far? Other than, I know you got one feature with one artist. Is there any other features you looking to work with in LA, or you say, you know, I think this artist is dope. I'm looking to collab with this artist or that artist. Who you think that artist is?
Yeah, well, I mean,
is right now.
there's a lot, dude. Like, I think one of my main focuses, as well as like the 3-week drops, is to just collaborate more, because I've been doing a lot of shit on my own. Like, with this last project I put out, the Socks and Slides project I put out in end of September, it was 5 songs and 3 features, and that was like probably the most features I've had on any project. 3, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I have the same producer that I work with probably 90% of the time, Max Mitchell. He's the fucking has helped me create my whole sound and everything. So it's like, I've gotten to a place where I have my sound, and I'm trying to just collaborate more, man. There's a fucking great scene of artists out here that I feel like are just within my grasp of, you know, people that I'm with at events and stuff, that it's just like, you be bumping into them and fucking, just that next step to get in the studio, man.
Right.
So, but there's a lot of people, bro. It'd be hard to like just say there's one artist I want to work with. Like, there's obviously dream collabs, but in terms of like fucking right here, right now, who I'm trying to work with, like, man, I'm just trying to work, dude. Like,
if the energy is good, it don't matter.
Dude,
energy is good.
Honestly, that's
good.
all that matters, bro. Like, if I can vibe with you and like sit here and we can communicate and fucking catch a good vibe and chill, and then like the music will come, So there's like a fine line that I've tried to find between not forcing the issue, but being persistent about things, but also like letting things happen naturally, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have some friends that are just like, oh, I just wait for things to happen naturally. And I'm like, that's great that you feel like that, but like sometimes you gotta
force it to happen.
Force it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to force it, but you want to create the opportunity for yourself.
Right.
Being like, I try not to be too, but like, if I chill with a person a couple times, I'm like, hey man, we should probably
go in the studio.
Yeah,
I've been hearing you rapping, over the beats in the club.
Yeah, like we've been to each other's shows a couple times now. Like, let's fucking make some music.
Right.
But it's dope, man. Like, yeah.
So another question I was gonna ask was, I know you independent right now, so
sure.
If there was no Spotify, no Apple Music, or no online platform to put out music, how would you release music?
So I think one of my strategies that like I'm trying to work on right now, outside of that, is to build a shows, right? So I think that would probably be the avenue that I would take, along with like fucking selling CDs and like merchandise and stuff, whatever. But I think creating a show, like what I'm trying to create with Booming Bay, is to create like an event that people want to come to. And then it's like, I'm just plugging myself in the lineup. Right. So it's like, if you can create, so if like you can create a space that people want to exist in, and they come and they have a good time, and then they tell their friends about it and blah, 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 whatever. Like, I feel like you're kind of naturally creating a space for people to like engage with you and perceive your music and your performances and shit. Community, exactly. That's the word.
Right.
So, because me personally, I think my strongest aspect to all this is my live performance.
Okay.
Like, all this shit, like, I feel like people don't really know me as an artist or understand until they see me perform. Because, like, my fucking energy, I'm chill, like, whatever, bro. Like, I make chill music and shit. Like, sometimes it's upbeat, whatever. When I'm on stage, bro, it's, like, energy. And like,
it's a chill song, but on the stage, it's like,
man,
it's a different song.
I'm trying to have a great time, dude. Right. So, like, I want people to have a good time with me. And, like, creating the events has allowed me to do that on a bigger platform other than just having, like, my 20-minute set at a show or whatever. Right. So, I think that would probably be the best way to go about it, like, because, man, selling tickets is the fucking key to this shit, bro. Like, until you can sell tickets, like, it doesn't matter, honestly. Like, to me, if you're an independent artist and you fucking have hella streams and unless you're getting, like, 1 million streams a day or 1 million streams a month or whatever, and you can live off that amount, if you're in the in-between and you can't sell hard tickets, then you're not going to be able to make a living off that shit. Like, the tickets and the merch and, like, the super fans that you have, they're going to pay money to, like, be a part of what you're doing. That's what makes the difference,
I agree. I definitely agree with that. And so what do you believe is better than selling music or selling or streaming music?
I think they both have their pros and cons, because the streaming era has allowed for a lot more discovery, and it's made it easier to, bro, I find people on Spotify all the time, and, like, Spotify is dope. Like, from an artist standpoint, maybe they don't pay us that much, but it's like, dude, I've found fire music from listening to an album I love, and then the next song that comes on is like an artist I never heard. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
It sounds similar, huh?
Yeah.
It's like a good suggestion.
Yeah, I'm like, they got me. Like, they know what I fuck with.
Right.
Like, they got my shit on lock.
Right.
So yeah, they do a good job of, like, pairing that shit and doing that stuff. So the discovery of it is, like, unmatched, dude, because you can really send your shit around. In the tech era, I can fucking send you a link and you can listen to my song right now. Right. And it doesn't even matter. I don't have to ask you for money. You don't have to give me money. You need we already pay for the same service. Maybe you don't even. I can send it to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's easy. But as far as like selling music, it's obviously a quicker way to capital. So, but then again, you know, you have to have
leverage.
You have to have the leverage, and you have to have the fans and the people that support you enough to buy that shit. So it's like, I don't know. It's like I said, it's pros and cons, man.
You're right. I agree, but I think that's why record labels used to have artists in development and A&R to actually be there to build that leverage, to build them up to that leverage, to be able to sell that. But now, all of that has gone away. There's no artist development like it was before, so a lot of those things is like out the window. That's why artists just like throwing themselves out there, just putting it on Spotify and just doing their thing.
No, that's true. Because, I mean, you're kind of leaving the artists to develop themselves.
Right.
Like, the labels aren't signing until you're buzzing already.
Exactly.
So it's like,
develop yourself enough to where you can buzz, and then maybe we'll fuck with you.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which is crazy, right?
Is crazy.
Like I went through all of this stuff in my life for the past 5 years. You know, just building myself as an artist, buying the equipment and buying everything, spending my last, getting facing getting evicted. You know, many artists facing getting evicted and whatever just to do their music. And now when I'm buzzing, I got a little bit of money. Now you want to try and sign.
Now you want that shit.
For what I just made.
At this point, I don't need your help.
Exactly. But artists still sign.
Yeah.
And I still don't get it. As a business-minded entrepreneur,
right.
I don't understand it.
Right.
But as an artist looking for fame, I just want to get out there fast. It's like I put all myself. I'm about ready to blow. Like, it's been 10 years. I ain't blow yet. You know? So I get it for certain people.
Yeah.
But it's however your work ethic is, however your drive is, and what your goal is.
What's your goal? If your goal is fame, then fucking sign that 360.
720.
Yeah, dude. Whatever the fuck, man. Good luck feeding your family in a decade.
Right.
Like,
right.
Man, I'm trying to create generational wealth.
Right. And that's the whole purpose, man, of this. You know. And so, is there anything else that you think people should know about you that we haven't, covered, that people should know about you before we leave?
Man, I mean, I don't know, just fucking be a good person, man.
Like, right. I feel like that.
I feel like that's one thing about me that I just like. I'm trying to work on every day, bro. That I'm really like. I know it's as you get older, you try to like focus on different things throughout the day, and one of the things I've been focused on is trying to just better myself and better my health, and how can I be at like optimum brain power throughout the day, and how can I fucking, get over this hump of this depression, anxiety, whatever, blah, blah. Like,
it's real.
Man.
We all go through it, regardless. People might not talk about it. We all go through a little bit of depression, anxiety, whatever, from time to time, trying to get over things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, definitely. So it's like, I think it's a natural human experience to deal with all that shit. Like, some people have more mental health problems than others, of course. Like, there's systemic shit, there's family shit, genes, whatever. And I just think, like, man, I think there's always a way to work around shit, and you just got to try and do the best you can in the moment you live in. Right. Fucking, that's what I've been trying to focus on, man. I deal with a lot of anxiety, so it's like I've been trying to dial in on the moment I'm in, man. Just fucking live my life and try to be original with my thoughts and fucking, I don't know, man. That's one thing about me, man. I just am trying to fucking better myself. Hopefully the people around me can catch on, better the people around me, man. Try to experience my family and love for my family and all that shit. And just, I'm working on music. I got a lot of music coming. Like, oh man, you just got to tap in. Like, it's all,
all
out there, man.
We tapped in for sure. We definitely tapped in. And so, we're going to wrap it up. We at the 30-minute mark. Definitely was great. You know what I'm saying? We had a great time talking to you.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Very educated in the music industry. We definitely see that. You definitely studying,
Trying.
Just from here, just from conversating with you.
It's important, man.
Exactly.
If you independent, bro, and you ain't educating yourself on the fucking game, then you're not going to be able to make your shit.
How can't you play the game? You don't know the rules. You got to know the rules. That's with any game. You got to know the rules in order to play it.
Exactly.
So
and you got to know the rules in order to break them.
That's a good one too. You right.
Yeah. So like, what the fuck, man? You can't. How can you know what you're trying to do if you don't even know
what you're doing?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
Why am I not get huge? Well, like, do you know how to fucking mix your music, or like, do you know whatever?
Right. Or do you even know how to upload your music through DistroKid, like
Yeah,
through
more like
through
that.
the distribution
More like that,
platforms.
more like that. Yeah.
You don't even know how to copyright your music.
Yeah.
Like those basics, those
Yeah.
are just basics, So yeah, we gonna definitely have another talk with you, man. Soon.
Yeah, dude.
As soon as you drop your another single or
Alright.
album, we definitely gonna be back at it again.
Let's do it, bro. I'm with it for sure.
V.
Hey, man. Shout out to Respect Music TV, man. This is BK. We in this bitch.